Welcome to the Excel Purpose Show with Counselor.
Today we have Swana Singhal. Oh man, she's gonna teach us how to have long-term deep relationship. I'm so ready for this. How are you?
I'm good, and thank you for inviting me on your prestigious podcast. I feel very fortunate to be here, and thank you so much.
Yes, it's a privilege to have you. So, for us slightly younger, uh,
Huh?
generation at the moment, I see this like pattern where we don't value long-term relationship as much. There's like more divorces happening, and also just commitment level, really, of people even wanted to be recognized as being in a relationship. Like open relationship seems to be like more of a topic that even gets talked about now. We've been introduced a lot of things that wasn't there before, I guess, like dating apps where people can kind of like swipe people very easily. So when you have like all these options that perceived to
Yes,
be available and kind of can be because it's like people see it as a bit of a numbers game now. There tends to be just a lot less commitment into really wanting that loving long-term relationship. Even though I think that's what people do want, but the action is not really there. What's your thoughts on this?
if you're absolutely right about that. Um, we talk about stuff, the same thing with um, spirituality and stuff. Everything is, they want it quick, but everything takes time for a marriage to work. Um, there has to be a commitment, like we are in it together forever kind of statement. So when it is not there, and if your one foot is out the door, you're always like, I'm ready to go. If you don't do this, I'm ready to go. So every time that something is disagreement, and people just want to leave right away, instead
Hmm.
of making it work and say, wait a minute, how can we make it work? Another thing to remember is that the couples come from different families. We may be the same religion, same everything, but still the family's culture is different from one house to the other. And so when two people get together and they expect each other to know each other, it doesn't work like that. I mean, I'm not a typical 83-year-old woman. Uh, Other women my age may be different from me. They may have been born in a different culture, family culture. So that's what we are not understanding, that uh, things are different. And also, when you're dating, you're all made up. Like me, I'm all made up. I look good. But this morning, I didn't look that good. I have to take a shower, put lipstick on, you know. And then when I go on a date, looking like this, everything looks wonderful. But if you are living together and you get up in the morning and say, oh my God, did I marry this ugly person? You know,
Yeah.
and as you age, you're going to have gray hair, wrinkles, and stuff. And if you suddenly think, I need a younger woman to marry because I don't like her, so so that means that there was no commitment, no long-term desire to stay together. It was more on superficial attributes, like, okay, the wrinkles on your face, the gray in your hair,
Mm.
you got fat, you got skinny, you got whatever. So those
Yeah.
things are going to happen as you age. You're not going to look like 25 when you're 85. So things of that nature have to be understood. And another thing I find is that people expect too much from each other.
Mm.
You need to be a provider, a confidant, a psychotherapist for each other. No one is that good that they can fill all these expectations. So keep your expectation lower. And also, what can I do for the other person instead of what's in it for me? That's another thing. Like people say, oh, well, I'm not getting what I'm needing.
Yeah.
Well, why did you even try to marry each other? What were you thinking at that time? So these are the things like lower expectations, a sincere desire to make it work, trying to stay in a relationship. So patience with each other, trying to listen to each other and let your ego get the best of you. Because I do marriage therapy a lot. For the last 40 years, I've been doing it. And people come saying, oh, so you didn't do this, I didn't do. So I said, when you got together, what were your expectations from each other? So to me, lower your expectations, offer more into your marriage. Not expect to get out more, but offer more. When you do that, and I'm not talking about, I'm a very feminist woman, so I'm not talking about women should be oppressed and beneath a man's feet or something. But what I'm saying is that if I don't give the value to be in a relationship, my beauty, my physical attributes are not going to be useful.
Okay, let's deep dive into, because there was like many things that was like brought up just now, and I like going deep into each one. I've been writing notes. So let's talk about each one of these. The first thing was like about not being committed. It's like one foot is out the door already. So yeah, like you're having an argument and then it's kind of like an ultimatum. If you don't do this, then like, hey, I'm out, or like you don't do this thing, I'm gonna break up with you, right? Or you don't do this thing, I'm gonna divorce you. Like those type of languaging, if you're committed, you would never put those on the table, right? It's not like, hey, you don't do this thing, I'm out. Right? That's not really showing, that's kind of like blackmailing the other person rather than really going, hey, this is how I feel right now. When this occurred, like that's not how you kind of like want this relationship to be. This is where you want to go. Are we on board to like adjust this thing, right? Like get things back on course. So people tend to have difficulty, I think, voicing their concern or the things that they're not happy about because they maybe in fear that the person will leave, right? But then because there's a build-up of that, then it reaches the point where it's like the breaking point. It's like, oh man, I've been putting up with this for so long. Like, if you don't do this thing, I'm out. But I think most of the time, people probably didn't even realize, like, there's a resentment held there, or that the other party hasn't really sort of been happy. So, how do we approach that? Firstly, so because we don't want the because there's definitely something about when one foot is out the door. It's like you've made a decision already. It's like there has to be a stack of things that's occurred for your foot to now be like out the door rather than like in the house, right?
Yeah, right.
So let's talk about how do we even have like a healthy communication channel with each other if we haven't been having it. Or if one foot, you already feel one foot is out the door from the other person, how can we like bring that back? How do we bring that back in?
Well, I understand that when people are just talking to each other, it is sometimes very hard for them to uh, understand and compromise. So I wonder sometimes if it is the best thing would be before you even commit and say, we are going to get married, maybe make some kind of a pact or like a list of things that they should be looking at it. Say, even their marriage vows, whatever vows they took, do they ever look at those vows to see whether they are fulfilling those things?
Yeah,
You know,
rather than like a ceremonial thing that you're just reading a script for the sake of like that one happy day. It's like, did you
yeah,
really take the meaning of those words when you said it? Till
exactly.
death
Like,
do us part.
what, yeah, what did you write? Because I know that in the Western world, uh, there is not like a set of vows that the religion gives them. Like in Hindus, we have 7 vows that we take. It's called
Hmm.
Saptapadi, and we go around the fire promising each other. So I'll bring that a little later. But let's say I'm talking to a couple who are born and brought up here in
Hmm.
the like America, and I say, did you make a list of things that you want to work on, or what do you like about each other, or what were your vows? And say, oh, I don't know where that paper is.
Yeah, it shouldn't be. It doesn't matter about the paper. It's like what's in your heart.
Yeah, but let's say write it down on a piece of paper. I mean, and look at them. I had to do it when I started writing my book on the 7 vows. My behavior toward my husband changed because I looked at those vows. I say, did I promise all that to him? So
Yeah, don't want to be a hypocrite, right? Yeah.
exactly. So I said, oh my God, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. I'm arguing with him. I loved him a lot. I will tell you that story too funny. But I'm saying that if you committed to each other, so my first question is, what did you find in each other that you wanted to live together for a long time? What were those things that attracted to you
Is
to the
love
other?
enough as an answer?
Yeah. And then once you repeat and revise your vows, you find that, oh, some of it we are not doing it. Like their ego is coming in the picture. Most of the conflicts happen between husband and wife is their ego comes in the picture. I'm right. No, you're wrong. I'm right. So each person says, yeah, you're wrong and I'm right. So then it's like a tug of war. He is pulling, I'm pulling. So who's going to stay standing up? The one that let go of the rope, right? You
Mm.
you played tug of war
Yeah,
in
I know.
childhood.
Yes.
So the boat, oh, like this. So you're at this. So the person who goes, okay, I'm letting go. You let go of the
Yeah, the other person
rope.
fall and then you're
The other
standing.
person falls. So
Mhm.
in marriage also, both sides are pulling, and the person who's going to win is say, okay, I let me see what you want. And suddenly the tone of the argument changes, isn't it? Suppose one person say, I think you may be right. So let me see. Tell me what you would like me to do. Wouldn't that
Mhm.
the tone would change right away? Like, oh, so you are agreeing with me? You know what I'm saying? So no, you're wrong. Yeah, I'm wrong. Okay. So if one person says, okay, maybe tell me about you. Tell me what you need from me. The tone will change right away.
Yeah, for sure. If
But
someone
people
look at
don't do
someone in
that.
the eyes and goes,
Yeah,
yeah, tell me what you need. Yeah.
yeah.
Hmm.
So that was happening in one couple that I know. So the husband comes to me for therapy and he looks right. But the wife called and she said, he's been doing this, then arguing. And he says that he's not feeling good about himself. So when he doesn't feel good about himself, he cannot feel good with the other person. So that's another thing. I will tell you that when you marry, go have little uh, therapy sessions with a marriage counselor to see what they need to work on, what they're good at,
As a couple or separately?
separately and as a couple. That's what I do. When they come to me, I say, come separately so I get to know each of you, and then come together so I have some background on you. So then I can work with them.
Okay.
But
How
I can
important is faith when it comes to relationship? Believing in the same faith.
say that again.
How important is believing in the same faith? when it comes to relationship?
If we are on the same side, is that what you're asking?
Same faith, because you brought up religion and faith.
Oh, faith. Faith honestly is such a big issue. I would say that issue is even the small things, like you didn't turn the bed, or
You didn't wash the dishes, you didn't take the rubbish out, you left the
like
toilet
that.
seat up.
So the bigger issues
Down or
can be
whatever.
there. Yeah, the like Hindu and Muslim weddings.
Okay.
Okay, so faith can be a problem, but it seems to me that more than faith, the small things irritate people.
Yeah.
And they want to argue and fight about those. I'm right, you're
Is
wrong.
it because we're like so privileged now that we have nothing good to fight about, that we fight about like trivial matters that actually doesn't matter?
And then again, from the small things, you go to the bigger things. Then your mom and dad, his mom and dad, everybody comes in the picture, and we are fighting about how bad is that family, how good was my family, blah, blah. It's just like, again, it is all a matter of ego.
Okay, so how do we dissolve the ego for the
That's where
marriage or the relationship to work?
I would say that it seems to me like probably not everybody is going to go to a marriage therapist. And that's why I believe that you can even go to your pastor, your church person, somebody you confide in to talk. But okay, step one should be that if they have a list of vows in front of them, and promise to each other that when they're looking at the vows, they're not going to argue or fight. So before you sit down and talk about anything, two things are important: being able to listen to each other. So make a condition before you even talk about marriage.
Okay,
Say,
let's be
all right,
really practical, right? So when we're saying listen to each other, people will go, yeah, I do listen to her. Right? I hear what she's saying, and the girl will be like, he never listens. Right? So what are we talking about? When we say listening, what does that practically mean?
yeah, you're not listening. Then are you listening? Then the
So what
person
does
who says,
listening really mean? Let's dig it so we can
listening
get
means,
really
okay,
practical.
what does listening really mean? It's trying to see the other person's point of view. Listening, like I say, let's say I'm talking to you and I'm trying to explain something to you and say, I don't know. So I'm saying, are you even listening to me? So
Yeah, and
did
they
you
won't be
understand
because
what I'm
like some
saying?
people take like 2 hours to say something, and
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, I've been listening to you and I'm tired.
Yeah. So that's where they come by, honey, you're not really listening. That if you just, how about we take a break, take a 2-minute break, close your eyes, sit still, and then say, okay, can we talk? But maybe lower our tone and then talk to each other. When one person is talking, the other person is sitting quietly and listening. So, one technique that we use is that we say, okay, you say something, and your spouse is going to repeat it exactly how you said it. No changes, no defense. Just say, let's say,
Okay, good. Yeah, so you have to be actively listening to be able to repeat what they are saying, and then it allows the other party to go, yes, that is what I said, or
yes,
no, that's actually not what I mean. And then so we actually can verify that the communication you've been attempting to deliver is received on the other end.
exactly. And
Right.
and you know what people do? Right away, they are arguing. Let's say I do it in my office, and they say, well, but yes. I said, no, no, no. That's the problem. When people are trying to solve their problems on their own, sometimes it may not work, but they should try it. I mean, not everybody can afford to go to a therapist all the time. So maybe go to a person who is a confidant
Hmm.
and listen. So the whole thing, it is very complicated. If those two people are not willing to listen to each other and be able to repeat what the other person is saying without any emotion in it, which is hard to do, then I think it's time to seek some help. Maybe a good friend has some good ideas, or a church pastor, or your parents, if they are kind of neutral. It's again, there are so many ifs and buts.
If they are neutral, I think that's a big if there.
I know. So that's why, and that's the reason, because there is not
You know
already
what?
a.
I'm actually relatively anti that. You know why? I think if you take your problem of your marriage to your parents now and you're negatively talking stuff about your spouse or your significant other, when you then resolve it within yourself, your parents still has a negative view of them because you've been talking about all this negative stuff to them. So then now you've got a different problem. Now, like you already put out your own fire. Now you have to go put out the fire in your family. That could cascade it to like your parents, to then like they spread to their siblings and whatever. Like I'm actually personally not for that.
Exactly. You're absolutely right about that. And the let's say the husband's parents will side him,
Of
and the
course,
wife's
your
parents will
son.
side him.
They'll kill
Yeah.
him.
So one thing that I would say, I'll take that back and say, do not talk about your husband's problems to your family. Neither he should do that. So they need to start. That's why I think, to me, if they have 4 to 6 sessions with a pastor or a therapist before they even get married, I think that's going to be helpful to them.
Before they get married is interesting, right? Like it's like what are the steps to actually, because I think before they get married, like everyone is in the honeymoon phase. They are all givers. Let me do all the things for you, right? Like it's all of a giving vibe. And like you're presenting your best self, you're a very giving vibe, and that's why like everything is lovey-dovey. So at this point, like if they go to like a pastor or whoever pre-marriage, it'll be like, yes, 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 I'm gonna do all those things, right?
I'm going to do all that.
Right, like
But then
everything,
they
yes,
don't do
oh yes
it.
to
Yeah.
all of it. I just want to get married because like yes, yes to everything, right? Um, yeah, look, I think let's dive into the part about like getting dressed and whatnot because I think that's important as well. There's like yeah, like you said, like in the honeymoon phase or in the earlier phase when people are together, of course they are dressed up. They dress up at their best because they are dressed to impress, right? First impression counts.
Yeah.
So when they are seeing this version of someone, they're thinking, yeah, this person is like how I'm seeing them like every day. And then, yeah, then they get married or move in home together and they see the non-outgoing version of them, which is fully dressed up. And they see like the person wearing the slack pants with no makeup on, no whatever. They
Yeah.
haven't put their face on. There's no eyelashes or
So we
whatever
call it
that needs to go on.
what
Yeah,
we call that is, what you see the doggy's face, but you don't see the doggy's poop, the poopy side of dog,
yeah,
the poopy side, which you get to see when you slept together and you got up in the morning and looked at each other with no makeup. Your
yeah.
hair is all over the place. Your
Messy. Yeah.
mouth is stinking. So what so that's why I think maturity, how do you bring maturity in a relationship? And maybe they can, if they are mature enough to sit down and read there are many books on marital therapy. They don't have to spend money. But again, depending on how much patience they have for each other. So if they themselves are not really ready or mature enough, the marriage will suffer. So the thing is, at a certain level of maturity, a certain level of liking yourself, certain level of being evolved inside is important. But people just marry because they like each other. They look at the looks, and like you're saying, you see only the made up side. If you saw me this morning when I first woke up, my hair was on one side, and like I had to kind of fix it. So that's what I'm saying is that, so you're seeing me like this, but you don't see me otherwise. And how do you, that's why I believe that in this country, or even in India, where things are so much supposedly better because of the ancient culture, but things are changing there too. People are living together and they don't like each other, then look to another. So, and how do you fix that? I think that's why maybe it has to start from home, where they are growing up, where a parents or somebody is be a role model. For me, my parents were my role models. They never fought in front of us. If they did, I have no idea. They did go for walks every evening for 30 minutes. So I don't know what they talked about. We were 6 sisters and 8 brothers, but we never saw them fight. So they were our role models. But of course, when I got married, I had a little different idea. Like I told my husband, I had not really known him. I married him because my mom was on deathbed. So I said to please
Was
my
your
mom.
mom happy in her marriage?
Honestly, she looked fine. I don't know for sure.
Yeah, it's just not something I've spoken about.
I did see her one time. She went to a relative's house. I was there, and she was in their dining area, and I saw her really sob, like really burst out crying and sobbing for a long time. But I was less than 10 years old, so I did see that. So I'm not sure how happy, but she was very devoted to my father, and he was devoted to her. I mean, for them, that was their life. My mother had no other interest but to take care of us. She was 16 and my dad was 25 when they got married. So, I mean, I picture a 16-year-old now, like my grandkids, they had no clue about anything. So how do they, but they were brainwashed. That's how the girls were brought up, that when you marry, listen to your husband, do what he says. So
Yeah, I
it
think
kind
that
of
model
works.
is a little bit outdated now, though, right?
Yeah,
Because
it
like
doesn't
male
work
could
like that.
want all sorts of things, and women are not okay to do that, like not do everything the husband wants, like because they
And
have their own wants beyond just being a baby making machine.
oh no, absolutely, I'm not in that culture at all. I told my husband, I'm not that kind of a woman. If you don't like me, we are not going to be together. I told him that. I said, we will not be under the same roof unless we at least like each other, even if we don't love each other. But if there is some liking, otherwise, I'm not going to stay with you. But of course, I loved him. So it worked for me.
Yeah.
Um, but for the younger generation, this is the dilemma. And where do you start? You should be started from home, where the culture at home is such that they learn how to be patient, how to be committed to anything. You
Do you
know,
show affections in the household? Did your parents show affection in the household and do you? In front of the kids, I mean. Like I don't
no,
mean
no.
like PDF, like not publicly like all over each other, but I just mean
There was no public display. No
why is that?
public display. Oh, that was the culture in those days. I mean, husband and wife knew each other. I mean, if they're looking at it lovingly, that's good enough. But they are, even now, I mean, I never sat next to my husband and grabbing his, like, I never sat like that in front of my kids
Yeah.
with my husband
So you're just like
because
two individual
they,
adults
they
next to each
feel
other.
embarrassed.
Yeah,
This is
yeah,
the one, they feel
yeah.
embarrassed. I remember at my 25th wedding anniversary, we were in the kitchen and my friends were there, and I grabbed my husband and I kissed him. My oldest daughter was when she was like like she had never seen us display any
Mm-hmm.
kind of affection toward each other. So
Mm-hmm.
I just grabbed my husband and put a kiss on. And I still remember she was 16 and it's just like she couldn't understand what's happening here.
And then did you stop doing that or did you continue doing that?
Huh?
Did you stop doing that because she was shocked or did you continue doing it?
Oh, no, I didn't do it to shock her.
No,
I
I
did it.
understand. You did it because you love your husband in that moment. My question is like you saw the reaction of your daughter that she was shocked. So from that experience going forward, did you continue to display it even though that might shock them so that they'll learn to be comfortable with it? Or did you stop doing that because you saw the reaction of your kids? Is the question.
Yeah, I don't think I did that. Even my daughters don't do it. They don't show affection in front of, let's say they come to see me. So the husband, wife, my daughter and her husband,
I guess
they
my
don't.
question is why though? Because you kissed him because you wanted to, right? That's like you showing your affection. And just because your kid was shocked, what made you not continue to doing the thing that you wanted to do? Because that's showing love. What's the problem?
No, it's not like I stopped showing love, but not physically.
Yeah.
They knew that we love each other. They knew that. You see, this is it's called the auspicious thread. It shows that a woman is married. Okay. So to me, in my heart, I'm still married to him. And my daughter notices that. She said, Mom wears the necklace every day.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
there's a
don't need it.
symbolism in the necklace. Okay. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is that there is a way to show, you don't have to display physical love. If you love each
I
other,
actually kind of don't agree with that. I think this is the conversation that's actually worth having, and I love to hear the public opinion about it, right? Because in my
yeah,
culture, in the Asian culture, we are like that too. And
yes.
I feel like that is a problem because, yes, just like you said, when people have disagreement, they don't want to show it in front of the kids. So it's like, let's just all hide our problems because we don't want to share it with the kids. I think one thing you did say was like, they will go on a walk and resolve that possibly, but you don't know, right? You don't know. It's a guessing game. So the kids actually don't know what they're modeling. They're modeling do not fight. And that actually is a problem because going to the next generation, now it's like, hey, if I'm fighting, if I have something to say, I can't because I should be suppressing my voice because to be a good wife, to be a good mother is to be obedient and to not say anything and to not put my voice out there. And they are learning exactly that. And the same thing with showing affection. It's like, I don't see my parents doing it. They love each other in their heart. They won't say it out loud. It's represented whether it's in a necklace or something else, like it's in here, right? And it's not expressed. And now when they are going into a Western place in US, in Australia, in some other place, they see other kids receiving that affection. And they are comparing. They have to be comparing. It's like that's how we learn. Other kids' parents kiss them and hug them and like show love, and they don't get any of it and they don't feel love. So how do you feel about that?
I understand what you're saying. And okay, there is a difference between showing a genuine affection, and then it could be like uh, planting a kiss on your husband's
Yeah, of
lips.
course. There's the fake
Okay,
affection.
then
Like
nothing.
I'm just
No,
gonna kiss them for the sake of it. Yeah.
I wasn't embarrassed. I was amused that she did that. I didn't
Uh-huh.
stop because she did. So what was the thing is that I took it like that's how much we had not touched each other. And for her, it was kind of embarrassing. So, but they all knew that my husband and I do love each other a lot. In fact, she did tell me later that sometime when my husband used to say, my Swarna, like when he's addressing my Swarna. And that kind of hurt her, thinking like maybe she didn't get that from her husband. But I didn't stop her from not getting it. So there, maybe she
Of
had a
course,
little
you
bit.
didn't stop her from getting it because her husband wouldn't have heard that saying, like my Swana is like an ownership thing, or it's like, okay, this belongs to me, right? Like this person. Like she grew up hearing that from you, but her husband in her household would not have heard their parents say that.
Exactly. Exactly. Like my husband and I used to massage each other's feet. So when my oldest daughter got married and went there, and she thought that her husband would do the same, and he did probably once or twice, but not like we did. So for her, it was like my mom and did that, so why is he not doing it? For her, it was like that, you know. So my shortcoming uh, is that I should have sat down with her and explained to her what marriage is about, what it should be. I was more focused on, I don't want you to have sex before marriage, because I also came up with certain ideas growing up. Like in India, virginity is completely like sacred.
Hmm.
And if a girl is not a virgin when marrying, that can be an issue. Not anymore, not anymore. But my time, I'm talking about 50, 60 years ago. So things are changing. And you're asking, really, the question you're asking is that how can this younger generation have a marriage which is happy?
Yeah,
Right?
but we
Right.
are displaying the right things to them. And if we haven't, it isn't too late to have that conversation. So I guess what I really want to get from this conversation is like, what are the learnings? Even if we didn't do it in our life, even if we didn't display it in our relationship, what have we learned that they can now take into their relationship, which is for the modern time dating, for the modern relationship, what is the key learning for them to have a long-term relationship? And I don't think it's the don't argue in front of the kids, don't show display of
Oh,
affection. Like I
yeah.
don't think
No,
those
you're
are the
right.
things. So can we try and distill what are like 3, 5 things that is very positive that perhaps we can see if we can agree on it. And I think if we could between ourselves, that would be really helpful for the people out there.
Right. So, okay, what I'm thinking, like, it should be a parent's responsibility to teach some of the stuff before anyone gets married. Do you
Yes.
believe that? Do you
I
agree that?
totally believe the parents should have a sit down conversation, which they often
Yes.
avoid. Like my parents have never had that conversation with me. My mom is the same. Like she has the whole, you should not have sex before. She never said that, but that's like already implied, right? Like she
Yeah.
doesn't even let us watch music videos, right? I mean, because they have like that kind of, I don't know, the way people dress and they sing and whatever. Like she turns the TV off. Right? It's like she is so against anything that has, I don't know, that even shows opposite sex of anything.
So,
Yeah.
okay, I was a little bit more open-minded about that stuff, that I didn't mind them dating, or I didn't mind that they went out, but I was in those days, like when my older daughter was growing up. By the time my younger, I had changed also. I
Yeah.
did change a lot, thinking like, what's wrong with it?
Hmm.
What's wrong if my daughter is 25 years old and she wants to go out with a guy and have sex? What's the age when she can have it? So I
Yeah.
did start thinking that way. So my mind opened about it.
How
So
did you bring up that conversation? Because you changed your mind though on this piece, which your kids will be like, oh, mom will be so against this. Like I feel awkward going out or whatever. Or having to sneak out of the house or something. How did you have that conversation? Did you have that conversation, or if you haven't, how should people address it now?
okay, I don't know if I had sat down conversation.
Hmm.
So my daughters learned from me. That's why they don't show affection to their husband in front of me. Like they
Yeah.
won't be stand there kissing each other. Okay. They may hold their hands or sit together, but they won't show other kind of affection. Uh, so I do believe that uh, parents like me should open up and allow the children to tell them the pros and cons of having sex before marriage, in case.
Is that a conversation we need to have, do you feel?
Uh, we need to have some kind of conversation about how they're going to be. Like, marriage is not even an issue. To me, two people living together or two people wanting to date with each other. So how that should be. So for parents to know that they should teach them uh, understanding, compromise, commitment, those type of things should be taught by the
Okay,
parents.
how do you feel someone should navigate that conversation? Just like, okay, let's
Say that
say,
again.
yeah, how should they open up that conversation? Let's hear the actual words.
Uh, Means like you're asking me to describe a
Yeah,
relationship or
like let's role play this thing. So who do you think
okay,
should
let's role play.
bring
Okay,
the
good.
conversation up, the parents or the kids?
Let's say parents and kids are having a conversation.
Okay, yeah, but who's bringing this conversation? Someone has to initiate it. So who's initiating that?
The parent is initiating.
Okay, cool. So you pretend to be my parent and I'm the kid, right? Like, okay, so
Okay.
let's go.
Okay. This is going completely from where I thought
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
gonna
no,
go.
this is
Anyway,
the fun part.
wonderful.
Like
That's
you never
awesome.
know what you're gonna
That's
get with comms when you go into a podcast.
so okay. Let's say, Carm, you are my uh, 18-year-old daughter.
Yeah, okay, I'll play the 18-year-old daughter. Yeah.
Okay. And you said, hey, Mom, I found this guy or a girl, nowadays it
Okay.
could be a girl or
Yeah.
let's say
Yeah.
guy, okay?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And I really like him. Is it okay if I go out? And I said, yeah, you can go out with him, but make sure that, you and him have an understanding as how you're going to behave on this date. And
Mm.
then I can bring issues of, if you have sex and if you don't are not protected, you could get pregnant. And I'm sure that all the girls know now all that stuff. But to reiterate, to that just make sure that he's a responsible guy. And I will even probably have a little conversation with the guy, like, hey, I'm letting you to go, but just make sure that, you respect her.
Yeah.
And so I would say, I would say to you, Carm,
Mm.
it's very important that you have a guy who respects you and that he doesn't touch you without your permission.
Hmm.
And if he doesn't do that, then this is a red flag and you should probably end that dating and come home to
Yeah.
be on the safe side. Do
Hmm.
you agree? Is that okay with
Yeah,
you?
I actually really enjoyed that. I think that's really good. I think that's the conversation that a lot of kids don't have with their parents. And even though the parents might think it's like, yeah, the kids heard all about this because information is floating around. I think hearing it from your parents, kind of like them knowing that they are okay, knowing that they're comfortable, but just want you to be safe. I think that's comforting.
Absolutely.
I think
Yeah.
that's comforting. Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying I'm opening up to them. Like, I'm not worried about your having sex, but I'm more worried about, are you being respected? Are your wishes, is he listening to you and
Mm.
being respectful to touch you without, don't touch, that he's not touching without your permission?
Yeah, because I think if you open up that conversation, it allows me to then, after my date, come home and go, okay, yeah, no, he was really good. Like he could kind of try to hold my hand. I kind of enjoyed that. Like he just gave me a kiss goodnight and like everything was fine. And we're gonna go on our date, like another date in like 2 weeks or something, right? I think that allows the parents and the kids to really the parents to be in the kids' life rather than the kids have to hide and not tell you things because
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you're opposing everything they do, and it's like as if they're like gone wild, even though they haven't, and it's like they're just trying to navigate this world, right? And what's going on, what's respectful, what's not, like, Yeah, because I think kids have the wrong idea as well. Like it's like, oh, if I like don't please the guy or I don't give in to it, like, you know, they're gonna go to the next girl or whatever. Like, you know, like who knows what kids' beliefs are because they're like watching certain shows or in wrong discussion forums or different types of friends that are really, let's say, very open or something like that, and then they influence a certain way. Like, so as a parent, I definitely think it's having that conversation worth a lot, just knowing it's instilling the right type of behavior. So the kids do grow up respecting themselves, have like an actual self confidence. Is like what I have seen as a
Yes,
coach,
yes,
that women that tends to I'm just going to say be more open. Um, they somehow have a front that's like they're very playful and whatnot, but actually the higher the like the body count, let's say, um, the less they are confident within themselves. Though they're like hidden behind, there'll be like the conversation that's like they just have so little self-worth. Um,
yeah.
yeah.
And that's why I think why it is, you're right, that when parents say, I'm protecting you, you're my child, you
Mm,
can come to me for anything. I don't
yeah.
care what it is.
Mhm.
You did have sex, and then you come and tell me, I will still protect you because you're my child. I'm not going to throw you out. But for next time, blah, blah, blah. You know, but that way, both parents, his parents, like the boy's parents, should also talk to him to be respectful.
Yeah, but
But let's say,
we can never control other people's behavior or what
yeah,
they should or shouldn't do.
but
We can only
at the
control
same
like what they're
time,
doing. So,
as long as you are saying to your child, I say to you, Karam, no matter what happens, you know I love you and I'll do everything for you. So you remember that you are loved and you're valued to me by me and your, let's say, father, if there is a father. And so you don't have to be afraid to tell me if something goes wrong.
yeah,
I'm here
that's
for you.
beautiful. I think the open communication, like having a safe space at home to communicate is
Yes, as absolutely,
very, very
absolutely important. Absolutely. I know of some Indian kids who live a double life. They are living with somebody, even have kids, but at home they act like they're not even married.
yeah.
So, I mean, that is a height of hiding something, like a
Yeah,
living.
exactly.
And that would never happen with me because I said, I don't care what color this person is. If you love him, it's okay with me. Whether I agree with you or not, but you love this person and you think you can make it work. I'm not going to be in your way,
Hmm.
but you must let me know. Let me
Mm.
know what you're doing. So basically, and especially with mother child opening up, especially mother daughter, is very, very important. That they
For
need
the
to be
mothers that
exposed.
are currently not very open or like historically have not been open and they are let's assume they listen to this and they're considering being more open. How could they approach this so that their kids know that they are open to conversation and they are willing to provide a safe space?
Well, they probably should have a family meeting. Let's set up a time to just get together. I
Yeah.
wish
And
I
what
had
would
done
happen?
that.
What would happen at the meeting?
What will happen? And then, but let's say I'm having a meeting, which
Yeah.
I didn't, and I
Like, so
regret
let's
I
do
not.
this. Like, assume you haven't had a safe conversation with me for 18 years now. So, because I'm 18, right?
Okay, you're 18.
Then now you go, actually, I've been approaching this wrong. You've seen me be a rebellion. I've been going out, sneaking back at home. And then you've been yelling at me, let's just say. And now I like, don't tell you things, right? So now you want to change things. Role play that conversation with me.
Okay, so now I go, oh my God, I should have had this conversation before. I didn't. And now she's acting wild, right? Okay.
Yeah.
And how do I now get you back, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I'm in that difficult position. So
Uh-huh.
I say, Carm, do you mind? Do you have like 15 minutes to talk to me?
Yeah,
I
of
want to
course.
share something with you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
And you won't get mad at me if I say something. Will
No,
it be,
I'm open to
can,
hearing it. Yeah.
okay, just whatever I have to say, maybe I may not say it right, but you know I love you and my heart's in the right place for you. I
Okay.
hope you know that. Okay.
Okay.
I'll say, um, I noticed that you've been going out and having like being a little wild, and I found that out that, but it so far so good. I'm just saying what our family values are and how I respect you so much that I don't want anything to happen to you. So
Okay.
these are the things I wish that I should have had this conversation long time ago, and I'm sorry about that. I didn't.
Mm.
So I'm opening up now because I'm telling you that I'm not perfect, you know. So something that I should have said long time ago, I may be saying it now. So I'm saying that, you know, it's good fun and game. It's good right now, but overall, think of the long game, like what do you want from your life kind of situation. I'm not saying you don't shouldn't go out and, but be careful that if a boy is not respectful to you and he's saying, you don't love me unless you have sex with me. So you don't have to have sex with somebody just to prove that you love them. You can love
Mhm.
them in other ways because you are too young. Right now, you can say that even 18, maybe a long time ago, women got married at that age, but not anymore. You need to get to go to school, get educated, be somebody before you even think about getting together with somebody else. So now I know many Indian women are saying, okay, mom, you taught me all this. So I got my degree. I did everything. And where is the boy? The boys
Yeah.
are gone. Okay.
Mhm.
So I'll say it's okay if you start seeing somebody, but remember to protect your body and mind from any kind of abuse. So that is the main thing that you, no matter whether you're dating or not, whatever happens should happen with your permission.
Mhm.
And you also know the consequences. Like for course, Carm, you understand if you get pregnant, then it'll become an issue, right? What do you think? Suppose you're 18 and you got pregnant, and then you have to stop everything for a while and take care of the child. Maybe I will help you, but still, you will lose your childhood kind of younger days. What do you think of that?
Uh, it's- I, I don't get into this position, but I'm gonna put myself in there, right?
Yeah,
Don't there's like after what are they called? After I don't know, some after
after
pill thing they can take if something occurred.
afterthought. Is that what you
After yeah,
said?
there's like a I don't know what it's called because you know what I'm saying though? Like if someone was like unprotected, there's like a after something, or maybe the child was like maybe they taking pills, like the contraceptive.
Yeah, yeah. They could be taking um, pills too. Yeah.
Yeah, so then they'll be like, that's fine, I'm on contraceptive pill, I won't get pregnant. Then what?
When I will say, you know, there are many, many cases that the pills don't work or the condom doesn't work and
Yeah.
people get pregnant. So
Uh-huh.
remember that. I mean, listen, it's your body, your mind, your life, but I'm still your mother and I have only want to protect you and I love you. So if you do something wrong, we will take care of it then. However, I'm telling you, why even get into that position? So if you're 18, you need to go to college, get at least one degree, and then you can be dating somebody. In the meantime, let's say you found somebody and you want to continue to date, that's fine, as long as you protect yourself and just don't go to that uh, problematic situation of becoming pregnant and so that's what I would like to
Mm.
say to you.
Do you have that view because you see a lot of girls get pregnant in earlier and they sort of ruin their life or not in like not in a
Yes.
relationship that they want to be with that guy?
The thing is, I feel like 18 is too young to get pregnant. Okay, women have
No,
gotten
I
pregnant.
agree with you. I'm just wondering, do you see a lot of people, like, do you know a lot of people that's gotten pregnant at that early age?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, in my therapy business, I see.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, people, women, because they think, oh, nothing will happen to me. Nothing
Yeah,
will happen. No,
they're not even thinking about the potential consequences, the long-term consequences, because they're just having fun.
yeah. And also because condoms and pills not always work.
Yeah, it doesn't always work.
No, they don't work. And that's the problem. And especially if the guy says, show me your love by having sex with me, that's a problem. And they should know that. They should know that
Yes.
line is red flag.
I'm actually always surprised about like how fluid or people are with when it comes to that, because I know I have a way more traditional view than like the norm. But yeah, I do take the view of like if you're gonna go down that road, it's like you better picture the vision that that person is your potential child's father,
Yes,
and your husband. And if that is not the case, then you really shouldn't be in this situation. It's like that should be the ultimate, like, if that's a yes, then like, then everything else is okay. Like, even if you're not married or whatever, because like that's actually how you're seeing them. And it's also within their potential possibility because you've had this conversation, like you're already emotionally involved, and it's like, and that's why you're there. If the guy just wants to have fun and like you have a vision that's like, oh yeah, yeah, sure, if we even if that possibility happened, like I can see him as the father or husband, but the dude is like, yo, I would never want a child, like not right now, I'm not ready for it, like I'm totally just here to have fun. Then you really got to like second, like think twice, because do you really
yes,
want to
yes,
be
yes.
in the scenario of being a single mother, may or may not have the support of your parents,
Yes.
and yeah, the rest of it that comes with it, because the responsibility of being a mom, it's going to change your trajectory of your life, full stop.
Many women, even in our group that we went to Miami, many women were in that position. They said that they got pregnant and they were like 16 or 18, and suddenly this child was in their life and they had to stop everything. So it's not uncommon for this
Mm,
to happen. And
yeah.
again, that's why I am telling my granddaughters. My granddaughters, one is 23 and one is 22,
Mm,
and one is 19. So there are one boy and a girl are 19, two girls are 22, 23. So, but um, they are not in any relationship. They are not even talking about boys. They're so immersed in their own studies right now. So nothing is happening for us to worry about, I think. And I'm
I
sure
feel like
my
that worry period can be a negative thing at the same time.
say
I'm
that
saying
again.
this because, like, my mum is so against that whole thing, that it was hard for me to even have friends, let alone think about partners, right? Let alone think about relationship. It was just like, even making friends was a big deal. So I started everything later, right? Like I wasn't even making friends until like in college because I was actually not allowed out of home. Like I never went to a birthday party. I never went to any outings all through primary school, high school. Like there was very, very rare moments when I got to even go to someone's lunch or something like that.
So I didn't, I
Yeah,
wasn't that strict at
yeah,
that time. I wasn't
yeah,
that strict. And like even about the color of the person's, like
yeah.
a black
Oh,
or
I'm not
white.
saying you. I just kind of like talking
But
openly that,
there are
yeah.
other mothers who, like my granddaughter was telling that one of her friend who worked with her, she's marrying a guy of their parents' choice, and she has not even seen him. So I go, really?
Yeah, the sort of forced
They're
marriage.
forced,
Yeah, because in the Indian culture, I know it's very big. The parents
especially
sort of
in
pick
Muslim,
it.
in
Yeah.
more Muslim culture.
Mm,
I'm
mm.
not saying all, but because I don't want to create any kind of
Yeah,
dissension
yeah,
yet.
yeah.
However, I notice it
Hmm.
that there is more. But that's why I think looking back, I would probably have encouraged my daughters to openly date people, because when you go to a certain age, then you don't find anybody. They're all
Right,
married
because
or
there's certain points in the kid's life where they are like, especially in schooling period, that's where you meet a lot of the people. And if we
yes,
are
of your
taught
age.
to like avoid everybody, then you don't have a radar to even make friends. You're just focusing on, yeah, finishing school or your career.
Yeah,
And
so you
then
got a
after that,
PhD,
yeah,
but you don't have a guy.
right. Yeah,
You're a
exactly.
doctor, but with no. So I think it's a good idea for kids to explore a little bit dating and getting to know each other, but within respectful limits. The
Yes,
limit is
agree.
that just don't get pregnant, okay? But keep going.
Just don't get pregnant, guys, but like go out and meet people. Fantastic. Such a fun conversation, Swana.
I
Um,
know, totally. You threw me off my rail. Like, what? Okay. I was going to tell you about patience, but then I realized that uh, two people sitting together, and what I'm saying is that listen to each other, be patient, be flexible. It doesn't happen that way.
doesn't
It
happen. It just doesn't happen.
not.
It sounds good in theory.
It
It just doesn't
sounds good
happen
in
that
theory.
way.
It
Yeah,
does
that's
not
why I was
happen.
like, let's get down to the practical thing. Let's role play. Like, how does it
No,
work?
you're
How does
right.
it work?
All these lists are useless. All
Yeah.
these lists that we make, like the virtues of being blah, is useless because that's why I'm saying every um, prospective husband and bride and groom or whatever, um, they should go to some kind of a 6 or 8 session counseling. Whether if they can't afford it, maybe their pastor can help them, or go to somewhere, somehow or the other. If you have insurance, go
Yeah,
and get
no,
a
I
little.
agree with you. So it's like the pastor thing, right? Like, look, not everyone we know. I know not everyone is religious, so you may not have a pastor. It's like, why would I go to a pastor? Like, you're not just randomly going
Oh
to
yeah,
jump
no,
into a
go
church,
to.
right?
That's why
And
I
if
said,
yeah, and if you don't have
like,
money for like a therapist, then actually you probably should rethink this because it's like you probably do have money. Like if you have money for Netflix subscription and you have money for some other things, you probably do have money for some counseling if it's required, right? Like if you're at that stage, because like what's a relationship worth, right? Like the counseling money is
exactly,
so minimal when we're talking about love and relationship. It's like that is your life. Like if we're not willing to put a little bit of money on some
exactly.
counseling, you know, that's really
Counseling is really cheap compared to what consequences
yeah,
they can face.
the
Yeah,
consequences of the emotional, the mental, the like if even financially, like if you're drained in your relationship, how are you going to show up to work? So like I personally would say, yeah, coaching, therapy, counseling, those things are all actually fantastic. And if anyone right now have that mindset of like, hey, if I go to someone seeking for help, that makes me feel like I'm less. That makes me feel like I'm a crazy person. That makes me feel like I'm just like, I can't manage my life. It's like, yo, it's not like that. It's like, it actually helps you in your life to have a neutral person to that you can share that's not going to disrupt your current circle because just like we were saying if it's like to your parents or to your friends like when you are resolving those things and these people have a negative view of your person they're now going to go oh so you got back with them even though they treat you like dirt right so you don't want now that's like hard like now you're causing headache to yourself so that headache is not even worth it like that so when you resolve it right when you talk to a third person that's not in your life in that way connected and has like a biased view I'm sure they have you like to their heart, right? But like they do have a biased view because of that. It's like, oh, that douchebag, you told me. And when you say it to them, you're gonna have a biased view. That's why you're complaining,
Exactly.
right? So they're not going to get a balanced view of the actual reality of that situation. So when you talk to a third person, ideally at some point with your partner as well, then the therapist get to hear both view and get a full picture and can
Exactly.
actually relay it back to you with like solutions and steps forward. And it's going to like really help the relationship. So
Also, not all therapists are they do pro bono work. Many like when students come to me, I barely charge them anything.
yeah.
Sometimes I charge $30. That's
Right,
all they can
yeah.
afford. So
Look for,
look
yeah.
for a
Whether it's
therapist. Yeah,
Swana, whether it's like, yeah, there's definitely
I
resources
definitely
out there
will
that's
help anybody. Yeah,
affordable.
even
Yeah.
yeah, and
Hmm.
also they don't have to stick with one. They can interview a couple of therapists
Yeah, see which
and
one works
take one
better.
session or two and see if they fit, if it's a fit. If it's not, then
Yeah, it's like
yeah,
dating. You don't marry the first person you see, right? Like yeah, like
exactly.
everything else, like the job. You don't interview, you got the job, and then you stay there. Like
Yeah.
it's like yeah, it's okay. It's
Oh yeah,
actually
yeah.
okay to go to yeah. So if someone's been burned by a therapist, they go, ah, they're useless anyway. It's like maybe it was just that therapist, right? Because not everyone came from with the same experience, from the same education, where
Absolutely.
they got the
Yeah.
learnings from. So definitely try a few
But
out.
yeah.
Find somebody that has a recommendation, possibly. Find somebody that has a good relationship, right? You can even ask
But
somebody that you see
you
that has
can,
a really good relationship
yeah,
and ask them, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Even on the phone, you can tell if that therapist is going to work for you or not. Just say,
Yeah.
I'm going to come for one session and see if we gel together.
If we click, yeah.
If we don't, then so like go in a market of therapists and look for one or two. Everybody will give you 15-20 minutes for sure, for free.
Yeah, most people offer like a initial consultation
15-20 minutes,
to,
yeah,
yeah.
even up to 30 minutes. I do that.
Hmm.
Of course,
Cool.
I'm in a the
So,
thing is, I'm in
Swana,
a
if people want to reach out to you, what's the best place?
I can leave my email. I have two books on Amazon. They can read to if they want to know who I am, what kind of person I am. I've openly said everything about me in but my email address and phone call. I'll give you my phone number and email, and you can post it. I don't know.
Okay. I will
If
do that.
that's
All right.
yeah, just because I want to help now. At this stage in my life, I'm not looking to make more income or anything. I would rather help people.
Create more impact and help people. Amazing. Thank you, Swana, for making the time to have this conversation. Some of it is
I
like, ooh, challenging. And like, I think we work through it to be like, make it really useful for the listener. So I appreciate you for showing up, for being you and showing the love. And yes, looking to spread more
thank you so
impact.
much for inviting me. I'm so glad you turned it to where you wanted it. And you said, even when I was talking to you, I said, it's not going to work if they don't have a third party sitting there. For them to talk to each other is
Yeah.
probably not going to work. So I think the best for younger people, like even pastoral is good, but go to it, like I'm saying, every therapist would give you 15 to 20, 30 minutes for free. Then you get to know a little bit more. Say, all right, thank you so much. I just enjoy so much. I wanted to keep on going, but I know. You're so much fun,
Thank you.
Arms. If you ever need me again, I would come.
Excel in life, live your purpose, be free.